Welcome back to my new series, Sentro Knitting Machine 101. In this video, we are going to learn how to cast off our machine. If you have just purchased a Sentro knitting machine, or if you've had one for a while and have been kind of unsure how to use it, click that like and follow button because I go with you step by step on how to make you successful on using your new machine so you can make some really fun, awesome projects. If you missed my cast on tutorial, look in the video description below and I have the link to it down there. So let's get going on how to cast off. So casting off is how we remove the project from the machine. And so this is one of the beginner ways on how to do that. Once you've cranked out as many rows as you want, now we need to remove them all from the machine. Once we cranked out to your last row, we stop at our white needle. Next, we're going to take a pair of scissors or whatever you have to cut your yarn. You want to leave a long tail at least the length of your machine. Depending on what you're doing, you might want to leave an even longer tail. But to start out, at least the length of your machine or the circumference if you want. Cut the end of your yarn, and then with the tail, you want a large eye plastic needle. Put the tail end of your yarn onto your needle, and now we're going to cast off, and so I will zoom in so you can see this a little easier. We're going to remove the yarn from the yarn holder, and then at our white needle, that's the beginning of our next row because that's where I like to start my cast on. So my 47th needle is locked on. That's where the tail end is hooked onto, so that stitch won't drop, and that's the end of our last row. At our white needle, as we crank forward, this is the first one we're going to pick up. As I crank forward with my right hand, you'll see that needle drop. And then there are these two little pegs that have a loop of yarn around them. That's the stitch we're going to pick up with our plastic needle. So I insert the plastic needle in between those two pegs and put the loop on my needle and on the tail end of my yarn. And now I have picked up that stitch so it cannot drop and unravel. Now we're going to do that for each one. As I crank forward, that needle is going to drop down. Once it's dropped down all the way, I'm going to pick it up. Now, as we do this, I only pick up one at a time. And this is because I don't want those loops to come off of the needles or those posts prematurely. If I was to crank a lot or pull too hard, it could flip the loop up and over this needle here if it drops down too much, and then it could drop the stitch, and then we have to fix that. So leaving it so the needle stays up helps to hold on those stitches until I'm ready to pick it up with my needle. And that's also the reason I like to do one at a time. You might see some other videos where they pick up multiple at a time. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just seem to drop them easier that way. And so I feel like this saves me time where I'm not having to try to fix the project at the end. It's not 100% guarantee that you're not going to drop a stitch like that one there. That needle went all the way down and I kind of pulled a little hard, so it almost flung off. So sometimes I still have to fix a stitch, but this seems to be the best way that works for me to get the project completely off of the machine. Also, as you're going, another reason why we want a very long tail is because this fabric is stretched out onto your machine, and so it takes a lot of yarn to go around the entire circumference to pick it up. But once it's off the machine, you're going to have a lot of tail yarn left over, but we just need enough length to get us to go all the way around to pick everything up. If you're using like some waste yarn or you run out of yarn and you only have a small tail left, you can always take some scrap yarn that you have and tie a knot to the end of your tail end of the project yarn to lengthen that tail, and then you can pick up the project as well, because if it's too small, it will get too tight and you're not going to be able to pick up all of your stitches. So I'm going to zoom out just so you can see most of the machine. And this has all been done in real time, and so you can see it's fairly quickly. Once you get the hang of it, I use my left hand with the needle to pick up the stitches. My right hand cranks the machine forward to drop the needles, and then my right hand kind of assists with picking up the stitches as well. So you kind of get into a little rhythm once you do this after a while, and it's kind of nice and satisfying and just relaxing to do. So at this point, you just kind of take your time taking everything off until we get to your very last needle. Once it's off of the machine, then you can finish up your project, whether it's a hat, a beanie hat, or whatever you are making. So this is the last one, and now everything is picked up off of our project. So we can remove our machine, and then you can see the project here. We are now looking at the knit side, or this is the right side or the outside, and you can do the stretch and see the knit stitches are all here. The inside, this is the part that we see when it's on the machine. This is called the purl side. So what this is called, if you were hand knitting, it's called, I believe, a stockinette stitch, where you have all knit side on one side and all purl on the other. That's the knit stitch this machine makes. And you have now successfully casted off your machine. Casting off this way creates like a cinch effect or a drawstring, and this is what you can do to make beanie hats. So I hope you enjoyed this video and helps you with your casting off. This is just one way to be able to cast off your machine. There are more, which I'm making more videos on right now. So hit that like and follow button so you don't miss a video. And I appreciate you all so much for watching my videos, for liking, following, and I love all the comments. And I hope this helps with your future projects. If you make any projects and you do upload pictures onto TikToks or videos, tag me in them because I love to see people's projects. Happy crafting, everyone.